Infowars.com and PrisonPundit.com and on our YouTube postings. It's the minority, but they're there saying, how dare you talk bad about our troops? This is war. What do you think it is? So I guess then when other governments kill women and children, it's okay. I guess then that there's laws against this, that's bad. I guess the rape rooms at Abu Ghraib are good too. And I guess we're there liberating the Iraqis. I guess we're there to help them, right? You know, they had a 300,000-man army in 2003, and our military says they want to round their army and only killed a small percentage. So how is it over a dead million Iraqis? And why is it so funny? And why do people deny that the puppy throwing is fake when here's CNN, puppy throwing Marine is removed from the Corps? A U.S. Marine videotaped throwing a puppy over a cliff while on patrol in Iraq has been kicked out of the Corps, and a second Marine involved has been disciplined according to statements released by the Marines. This is from 2 years ago, but they have their psyops all over my site saying it wasn't real. They know full well the dog was real and that we don't have any human empathy for our fellow man anymore. Here's the puppy clip.
Cute little puppy.
Oh, so cute little puppy.
A trick. That's mean. That was mean with our...
That's mean. They just want to kill. And when they're back on your streets as cops, I've seen statistics as high as 81% of new police that the government recruits are veterans of Iraq and Afghanistan. Now, many of them aren't psychopathic, deranged, bloodthirsty demons, but many of them are. And that's why we see them shooting people in the back, beating women, tasering pregnant women. It is a culture of waging war. And now law enforcement is paramilitary. What's the military do? They kill people, they break things, they go after enemies. And there's always been atrocities in war. But if you study what our military's become, it's one of the most vicious and abusive and psychopathic. I mean, they paint 666 on their tanks and helicopters. They hang human skulls off of them. I will assure you that our military didn't do that under George Washington. And our military didn't do that in World War II. They're turning into demons, and it's being encouraged, and they're going to be put over us to control our lives. We were the greatest nation on earth. Now we have been turned into a country filled with corrupt, piratical hitmen who work for the offshore banks. It's the enjoyment of the murder of children and women and unarmed men and animals. It's the enjoyment, the giggling, the snickering, the laughing. It's the dehumanization as we're trained that our fellow man are worse than pond scum, and as the troops themselves are dehumanized and turned into animals. This will and is already coming back on us. This has scientifically been set up to create huge armies of sadistic, psychopath, bloodlusting murderers. The loss of our soul really began with the Native Americans because, they're a group different from us, so we can round them up, we can kill them, we can starve them to death, we can mow down men, women, and children at Wounded Knee. Then it expanded. The Japanese attacked us. They're trying to surrender for a month. We're going to drop 2 A-bombs on civilian cities. Then Curtis LeMay wanted to nuke the Russians. Remember Dresden, 500,000 plus people died in one night when they firebombed the city with incendiary bombs. Over 1,000 U.S. aircraft bombed it. Over 500,000 people died. And folks say, Hitler attacked us. The Germans deserve that. Really? Hitler, for the first 4 months of the Blitzkrieg, wouldn't even bomb cities. Not saying Hitler was good, but that had never really before been done. Carpet bombing of cities. And then the U.S. backed British, with aircraft we'd given them, flew missions with over 500 aircraft to carpet bomb. This is mainline history. To carpet bomb Berlin and other cities to get Hitler. Churchill, this is how cold-blooded Churchill was. Churchill knew that he would get more political support if Hitler targeted cities, that it would anger the British. And so they ran a mission to bomb Berlin to get Hitler to target British cities. And another reason was Hitler was starting to knock out the RAF bases and the military bases, and they wanted him to shift onto the cities so that they wouldn't have their military destroyed. Very cold-blooded, but the calculation works. So get yourself into the mindset of Churchill wanting Hitler to bomb British cities to get the British anger going, and ask yourself, would our military stage 9/11 to get their Project for New American Century launched? Well, they wrote that they would stage attacks, that they needed attacks. Zbigniew Brzezinski, Donald Rumsfeld, Dick Cheney, they all wrote books, all wrote publications in the years before bragging about it. The Hart-Rubin Commission, I have video clips of them saying, we needed a new Pearl Harbor and we got one. We're going to make lemonade out of these lemons. But the bigger issue here, the large issue, is that you have all these neocon publications that Paul Watson's linked to in his article, Neocons Defend Massacre of Iraqi Journalist Children, defending it, saying it's good. Remember 4 or 5 months after 9/11 in early 2002, it's in my film Road to Tyranny, the Washington Post article, they had the CIA section chief for the Middle East saying, yeah, we take people's children and we torture them in front of them at secret sites in Jordan and in Egypt and in other nations. See, they thought they had you scared, angry, ready to do anything. So at that time, Rumsfeld got up and gave speeches about taking the gloves off and torturing people. And they said, yeah, we're torturing kids. And yeah, and DynCorp's grabbing some other kids when they're in other countries that aren't related. But hey, that's part of it. It's a war. We like to sell the kids. Oh yeah, that's Chicago Tribune. No, the truth is all of us are seen as worthless. All of us are seen as trash. All of us are seen as filth. And these top psychopaths launch these wars, not just to get oil and weapon sales, but to create armies of ruthless killers who aren't going to come back and found the Hell's Angels. They're not going to come back and found the Mongols. You know, the roughest, toughest biker gangs were just veterans who came back and were ruthless and were screwed up. And they said, why don't I run some hookers and run some drugs and I'll kill anybody who gets in my way. I want to die anyways. Well, now your former psycho killer military people, they don't become Hell's Angels. They don't become Mongols. They become APD, Austin Police Department. They become LAPD. They become NYPD. They become Miami PD. They become Houston PD. And they run our lives. They become FBI. And to them, killing somebody is like wiping dog crap off their feet, excuse me. You are seen as scum, as trash, as dehumanized filth. Coming up in the next hour, I'm going to play the puppy murder video. I'm going to play U.S. troops running over a family's car for no reason. I'm going to play, I'm sure Watson's found it by now. Is Watson the master of finding everything? Has he sent you the footage of the guy going, there's two of them. Search engine the term U.S. troops beat Iraqi youth or children. That's got guys making the demon noises. You did find that. Oh, he sent you a bunch. Good. Yeah, but Watson can just research under the same names if they've been pulled. They're always pulling them. It's like whack-a-mole. I want the ones where the old mangy dog walks up to the camp just wanting some beanie weenies or something. And they're so dehumanized. These troops are such demon-possessed husk of humans. Oh, you can't demonize that dog and call it a Hodge, can you? You can't call it a raghead dog. That's why people do get mad at these. They always pull these. And the dog walks over